All right, good evening. Welcome to the Bluegrass Xfinity Series qualifying going out on the board. Radburn Shutter's top of the charts with Lancaster, Kostritza, Arison, and Ray. 14 drivers signed in the pit area tonight. Go 45 laps. The stage break's going to be on lap number 18. There's Jason Arison in the 74 Bernard's car. There's the 69 of Keith Hackney out on a racing surface, getting his time lap in. Scott Fritz goes third quick at a 0-1. In the Messina Jewel Speed Shop. 7 drivers to take a time so far. Michael Robinson on the racing surface on the Carter 18 out making his lap, along with Keith Hackney and the 55 Bobcat of Kyle Mays. Kyle Mays in the 55. Look at Alex Penn. He goes quick time in car number 30. Alex Penn at top of the charts. He overdue Radburn Shutters. There's Keith Hackney in the 69, still out. Trying to get a time in here. Eight drivers have timed in. You got Michael Robinson still in the racing center, along with Keith Hackney. Your top 5 look like this: Alex Penn, Radburn Shutter, Scott Fritz, Kyle Bates, Adam Lancaster. Your top 5 right now in qualifying. Sean Kostritza in 6th, Justin Ray in 7th, Jason Arison in 8th. Looking at the points going into tonight, James Silver's on top of the charts with 4 wins on the season, 3 poles, 7 top 5s, and 10 top 10s. And the Cornerstone Motorsports, second place in the points going tonight is Radburn Shutters in number 3. 1 win on the season, 8 poles, 9 top 5s, 11 top 10s. So 9 drivers have timed in. Alex Penn, Radburn Shutters. We're still watching Keith Hackney as he makes some laps out here on the racing surface, trying to get it a good time lap in the 69. Still left to qualify is Brian Terry, Matt Grenier, Todd Mays, and James Silvers. Again, Silvers is your points leader coming into tonight. Adam Lancaster sits 3rd on the charts in the points. He has 2 wins on the season. 0 poles, 6 top 5s, 12 top 10s coming in tonight. And Keith Hackney will go 3rd quick in the 69. 10 drivers have timed in out of the 14. Still left in qualifying be Brian Terry, Matt Grenier, Todd Bates, and James Silvers. Well, just a little under 2.5 minutes left in qualifying. Radburn Shutters making a couple extra laps around the racing surface, trying to get used to it here at the Charlotte Roval. Keith Hackney comes into tonight, 4th in the point standings, with 3 wins on the season, 3 poles, 6 top 5s, 7 top 10s. And Kyle Mays comes in 5th in the points with 1 pole, 0 wins, 3 top 5s, and 6 top 10s. Todd Mays sitting 6th in the point standings with 1 win on the season with 2 top 5s and 5 top 10s. Sean Kostritza currently sitting at 7th in the point standings with 0 wins on the season, 0 poles, 4 top 5s, and 7 top 10s. Your polls that are for tonight at the Roval is Alex Penn, currently tied in 7th in the point standings with 3 top 5s and 5 top 10s. And then we have Justin Ray in 9th with 3 top 5s, 7 top 10s, and also tied 9th will be Michael Robinson with 1 win on the season, 2 top 5s, and 6 top 10s. As qualifying will come to end around about a little less than a minute now. Also, remember tonight, 45 laps is the distance. The top 10 in the stage will get some valuable points, and that stage break will be on lap number 18. As 10 drivers have timed in, no one else is expecting to time in. How many of y'all watching Flow Racing, the High Limits Racing Series? 56 sprint cars timed in tonight. That's live on Flow. All right, with a little less than 5 seconds left, we'll go into our starting lineup for tonight's 40-lap main event. Here's tonight's starting lineup, and on the pole, in car number 30, Alex Penn to his outside. In car number 3, Redburn Shutters. In row number 2 to the inside to be Keith Hackney and Scott Fritz to his outside. Row number 3 be Kyle Mays in the 55 and Adam Lancaster to 17. Row number 4 to the inside be Michael Robinson and to his outside, the 46 of Sean Kostritza. Row number 5 to the inside be Justin Ray in a 38 into 74 of Jason Arison. Your 6th row to the inside be James Silvers in the 33 and Todd Mays to his outside in the 42. And your 7th and final row tonight will be Matt Grenier and Brian Terry in the 13. Here is your stars and cars for the Bluegrass Xfinity Series. Alex Penn will bring us to the green flag with Redburn Shutters on his outside. As we're waiting for the drivers to stage up. Just missing Michael Robinson to the staging area. There he is. So we should be going green pretty soon. There's the Porsche safety car. As the drivers will roll off. James Silvers with the most wins for coming into tonight in car number 33. He'll roll off in 11th position. Redburn Shutters. As your front row. Then you got Keith Hackney and Scott Fritz. Scott Fritz, a Dirt Ace veteran. Actually, row number 2 is both Dirt Ace veterans. The 01 and the 69. Remember, when we have cautions, if the track is blocked, other than that, it is local cautions only. As you see the drivers down the back straightaway in turn number 3 there. Actually, that might have been turn number 2. A little lost, but there we are, down the back straightaway. Here at the Charlotte Roval. 45 laps the distance. Now you see the drivers getting it time, doubling them up, as now they head into turn number 3. All right, the Porsche safety car. Look at the pull down pit road. We're going to be 2 by 2. Alex Penn, your pole sitter tonight. Green flag is out. We're racing here at the Charlotte Roval. Alex Penn in the 30 gets a good start. There is Radbird Shutters. It takes a quick second place. Then Keith Hackney and Scott Fritz. They single file out pretty early. As Alex Penn's already pulled away, ran about a 4-car length advantage over Radbird Shutters in at number 3. Shutters and the drivers with the yellow spoilers means they're in the playoffs. Alex Penn pulling away from Radbird Shutters in at number 3. You got to wonder, is Radbird Shutters going to try to save his tires a little bit early? Meanwhile, Scott Fritz is running at 4th. Kyle Mays in the Bobcat 55, currently running at 5th. Adam Lancaster right there in his hip pocket in the 17. Goes to the inside. He'll make the pass. Lancaster to 5th as Kyle Mays falls back to 6th. Michael Robinson currently running in 7th with Sean Kostritz in 8th. And James Silver's up 2 spots in 9th. And Justin Ray rounds out your top 10. There you see Brian Terry in the 13, running 13th. Jason Harrison down pit road. Meanwhile, there's the gap between 1st and 2nd. There you look at Radbird Shutters. Trying to chase down your race leader, Alex Penn. He was quick all during practice this week in that number 30 machine. He's been quick all season long at the road courses. And it's Skip Barber Racing School, car number 30. Keith Hackney in his Toyota 69 still runs in 3rd. And there is Scott Fritz in his 01 in Majul C Speed Shop. Look a little further back. There's some racing action there. You look at the 18. That is Michael Robinson goes to the inside to 55. Sean Kostritza had to lock up the tires there, not getting the back at the 55 of Kyle Mays. Kostritza will fall back to that 9th position in the 46 as Justin Ray now looks to the inside. Give Justin Ray that 9th spot as Kostritza does fall back to 10th. James Silver's right there in the 33 machine. Has Kyle Mays right behind him. As they go through the heartburn turn there, we just saw that. But look at the gap first, between 1st and 2nd. Alex Penn doing a good job right now. Almost 3.5 seconds ahead of Radbird Shutters. Scott Fritz got some company now as he got around Keith Hackney for that 3rd spot. Hackney right there in striking distance. And they're a little further back. We're about 3 car lengths back. Oh, it's the 17th. Adam Lancaster gets some contact with the outside wall. No harm, no foul. The 17 will continue on racing. The 33 of James Silver's right there in the 6th spot of 5 positions since the start of the race. Doing a good job. He is. As we're on lap number 3 at the Roval at Charlotte. Radbird Shutters There's Scott Fritz at a 0-1. Keith Hackney hasn't let him gone too far. Oh, there's the 38 getting a little wild there. Justin Ray. Ray has fallen back to the 12th position. As you look at the 46 of Sean Kostritza, currently running a 9th, right behind him into 42. The tracker 42, that is Todd Mays, currently in the top 10. Keith Hackney has gotten back around Scott Fritz for that 3rd spot, and he's pulled away from the 0-1. 4 laps. 3 laps in the books, whereas we're on lap number 4. You got the Roval Charlotte. There's the distance between 1st and 2nd. On the screen, just saw it momentarily. As now it's 4 seconds behind Radburn Shutters is. There's Keith Hackney as he starts to pull away from Scott Fritz. Fritz in the 0-1 there. Lancaster under attack from James Silvers. Silvers up 5 spots. He wants to get some more spots before the stage break. Well, since I've read them off, I'm sure I do. But talking about points going into tonight, you know, on the cutoff is Scott Fritz. Blake Hensley not here tonight. Then you got Michael Robinson in 9th, or actually tied 9th with Justin Ray. So it's a tight points battle going on. Even you have Alex Penn and Sean Kostritza. So one wrong move between these drivers, their season can be shot either way. But anyway, the 31 not making it here tonight. More than likely his playoff chances will come to an end. Alex Penn in the 30 machine currently continues to lead with an almost 6-second lead over Radburn Shutters as we're on lap number 5. 4 laps are in the books. Jason Harrison, the only driver out of the race. Todd Mays and Kyle Mays, they're 12th and 13th. Brian Terry's made his way up to the 11th spot with Michael Robinson rounding out your top 10 here. Remember, on the road courses, we have local cautions only unless the racing surface is blocked. Adam Lancaster coming down pit road for some service in a number 17 machine. So James Silver's now up 6 spots to the start of the race, currently running in the top 5. Sean Kostritza currently running in 6th, up 2 spots. And how about Matt Grenier in the 15, currently running 7th, up 6 spots. So Grenier and Silvers both up 6 spots to the start of the race. Meanwhile, Keith Hackney has gapped Scott Fritz since he got back around him. Fritz right there in the 4th position. And you better watch out because James Silvers is charging in a hurry. Stage break again would be lap number 18. The funny thing, Jason, is, you know, normally I don't watch the broadcast that much, and normally when I see, I don't really read the conversations. I got to do a better job tonight. But Radburn Shutters right there. Giving Jason a hard time there. Had to give me the big boy point standing so I can read them, you know, because I never had my bifocals. Oh, Penn got a little loose there. Your race leader in that number 30 machine. Alex Penn, Radburn Shutters, Keith Hackney, Scott Fritz, James Silvers, your top 5 here at the Roval as we're on lap number 7. 6 laps are in the books. Hello, Mr. Brett Wheeler. How are you doing tonight?
Yeah, we're good, mate. We're just getting done and waiting for you to share your screen, and I'll jump in with you.
Ah, let's see here. Start virtual camera. How about that? Can you see it now?
Yeah, I got you, buddy. Loud and clear, mate. Loud and clear. Yeah. I can't. I honestly, I feel sorry for everyone having to listen to me trying to commentate asphalt, but I mean, it's the Roval too. You know what? Who cares? Let's give it a go.
Well, right now, Alex Penn out front with Radburn Shutters in third, and you look at the gap between him and Shutters. It's a 7-second gap Alex Penn has on Radburn Shutters in the number 3. Keith Hackney rounds out your top 3. James Silvers did get around Scott Fritz, so Silvers now up 7 positions in that 4th spot. Scott Fritz has fallen back to 5th.
What have I missed in the opening? What is 7 laps, Steve? I mean, where we're looking at Penn, that was like, what was that, 7-second gap already in 7 laps? That's crazy.
He's flying like Superman. He's been practicing all week long, and last night we were told he was strong, and he's showing that tonight. And there's Radburn Shutters in that number 3 machine. Looking for a win tonight. But, really, Brett, he's just hoping to stay in the playoffs, and he will if he has a good run in that number 3 machine. Currently 2nd in the point standings coming in tonight.
Just watching and just looking at those times that Penn is doing, and I mean, not only is he keeping that gap, but he's actually driving away from everybody else. So it's been here once before. I'm gonna say it again. This isn't my strong. This is not my strong suit by far. So it's just see how we go. But Shutters is doing his best to close in. Can you do me a favor? Can you send me your timing screen?
I can. I'll do that for you.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. And look, again, I apologize to everybody that has to listen to this because, Steve's a veteran now of asphalt racing, and I'm just some rookie that's just trying to help a mate out.
Definitely. Hey, that's all right. Because whenever I go back to dirt, I'm sure I'm gonna be lost.
Steve, you can never get lost in dirt.
Talking about dirt, the high limit sprint cars, 56 of them signed up. And they're in heat race action now. And Brett, they had so many cars? They had a non-qualifiers, and you had to finish in the top 4 to make it into the heat races?
I did not know that, Steve. But again, I tell you, that's 56 cars. That's a hell of a show to start off with. And again, just looking at what we're seeing here on screen, of course, the 3 entry of Radburn Shutters, he's almost a second, off the last lap times, and what we've seen Alex Penn is Keith Hackney in third. How about James Silvers as well? +7, had to start position 11, so that was towards the back end of the field. Matt Grenier, is it Grenier?
Grenier?
15? I'm going Matt Grenier. Yeah, I mean, he started 13th and he's up to 7, so he's +6. And obviously the people that have gone backwards, Kyle Mays, he was started 5th and he's back in 11th position. So some drivers going backwards, some drivers, other drivers going forwards. And so I want to keep an eye on Scott Fritz and Sean Kostritz as well. Obviously we know Scott Fritz is the dirt side of things. He's been around a while, but he's really made a name for himself here at Bluegrass, in the Bluegrass Iracing series.
Definitely he has, and as 0 Watt, he's picked up quite a few wins since we started covering the Bluegrass. And last year he was a bridesmaid to a lot of races too. And look at there's Sean Kostritz in 6, up 2 spots, but Matt Grenier is closing him down in a hurry.
So lately, obviously, you've had Alex Robinson, help out a couple of weeks here and there. How we call him Mr. Asphalt.
Right.
We're going to call you Papa Asphalt.
Papa Asphalt.
Big Daddy Asphalt Steve. All right, I'm just saying that.
Is that going to be on my retirement cake?
That will be on your retirement cake, but you are not retiring anytime soon. And don't expect to retire anytime soon either, because as long as I'm around, you're going to be around.
Well, how about this? I mean, we're on lap number 11, and Radbird Shutters is almost 9 seconds behind Alex Penn in that 30 machine. And Keith Hackney, he's 13 seconds behind Alex Penn there.
Yeah, just again looking at these gaps and and the times and the last lap times. I gotta say, James Silver's the last lap time that we just seen. He was actually about a tenth off the pace on what Alex Penn is. So you got to think James Silver's is running in fourth position. Obviously, no one around him at the moment. He's turning roughly the same amount of lap times as what your race leader is. So, I mean, if anyone has got realistic opportunity here to maybe take that away, if he gets the cautions, or I mean, they obviously got stage breaks in this one as well. What's our lap for the stage break?
Lap number 18.
All right, so we're halfway. We're past halfway for the stage break. So if James Silvers can just hang on to, even if he can get himself up to third, although he's got Keith Hackney in front of him. If he can get up to third and he can get a good restart, I think between Penn and Silvers, I think we really could see a good battle.
Oh, definitely. Now it's closest up to the back bumper of the 69. James Silvers has. Hackney looks like he's going to give it to him, maybe. He goes wide. He's going to allow that 33 to take over that third spot. Give it to James Silvers in the 33. Now in that third spot, Hackney falls back to fourth. And, that might be a little strategic there. I want to wear things out. Hold up the 33 machines. Now he has his eyes set on his teammate, Radbird Shutters.
Well, I mean, you look at the distance between the power, you're looking at around 15 seconds, I think it is, between Silvers and Shutters. So,
yeah.
I mean, unless Radburn Shutters absolutely makes a mockery of second place, I doubt that Shutters. I doubt that Silvers is actually going to catch Radburn Shutters for that second spot. So right now, I think it's all just a matter of just get some laps in, figure out how many laps you can get in, wait for the stage break, the tires, just keep an eye on the fuel, and really come up with a game plan for the final, what would be when the stage break ends to when we go back green. You're looking at sort of 22, 23 laps. So yeah, it's right now. If I'm James Silvers, I'm just focusing on one lap at a time and just keeping an eye on the fuel stuff. As you see James Silver's on the screen right now.
Definitely, last night, Alex got a new nickname at Alex Tredirt. Where do you think he got that name from?
Say that again?
Alex Tredirt. Alex Trebek, the game show host, before he died?
No. Steve, I'm Australian, not American. What game show? What game show did he host?
We will have to get Jason in here because he did a pretty good impression. Him and Alex did last night.
Okay. You know what? I'll trust your word. I'll take your word for it.
So Jason, go ahead and give us a good impression of Alex Trebek. How would he talk?
What is caution laps?
Brett?
What is local cautions?
Yes.
Or 200, Brett. What is local cautions?
So Alex Trebek was the host of Jeopardy for years and years and years. And Steve actually coined the name Alex Tredirt last night. It was freaking epic for Alex Robinson.
Yeah, but I mean, Alex does asphalt as well, so he's not true dirt.
Yeah, that's true.
Mr. Asphalt.
We'll come up with Mr. Asphalt / Tredirt.
There you go.
Yeah, you know what? Let's go with it. Let's go with that. Let's what are we? Stage break 8, lap 18. He said so. We're just under a handful of laps to go. Penn coming up on the lap car. I think that's the 55. It is of Kyle Mays. It is so. Kyle Mays going to get put a lap down very shortly, and the about to go is your race leader. Here's Alex Penn again. Puts another lap down on some drive. So Kyle Mays is going to be one lap down. Should get the well, unless he gets to the back of Adam Lancaster, he should be the one that will get the lucky dog wave around. What are they looking at for fuel, Jason?
16 and a half, I think is what he told me earlier.
Well, we're closing in on that, that's for sure. You know, last night you told everybody watching the truck series that they need to be on a watch out for Alex Penn as he was quick. And he's showing that here tonight. And are you shocked already that 4 cars are lapped down? Well, one's out of the race, but Kyle Mays, Todd Mays, and Brian Terry are all lapped down right now in the first stage.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised. I think it's because they stopped and took fuel at lap 5, and I know Jason Harrison, he said he downshifted or missed a gear. Actually, he missed a gear and blew up. So,
tough luck for that young man.
How does one miss a gear?
I don't know. He said you definitely don't want to miss a gear here or miss a shift or something like that. I was like, so did you blow it? And he's like, yeah, and that was on lap 1, so he was out of the race early.
Oh.
Well,
seems I missed. I did miss the first 6 or 7 laps, so I was elsewhere. But yeah, that's a tough break.
You know, we're looking at the leader right now. You look at off the turns, Alex Penn starting to get loose there. And you talk about we're on lap number 15, so pit stop should be coming any moment for Alex Penn, your race leader.
Steve, do you think it could be a case? I mean, if you got right around the 16 lap mark, the thing is though he's that far out in front, 10 seconds over Radburn Shutters. Do you think there's a possibility that he might be trying to save fuel? Well, Jason, this is a question for you because again, I got no idea. I don't think Steve's got any idea on the fuel situation. If you're that far in front, could you save? Never mind. Alex Penn's coming down. I was going to say, can you save enough?
Your head's in the right
get an
place.
extra 2 lap?
Your head's in the right place. Yeah, you could definitely save fuel with the pace that he was able to get out with such a big lead. I don't know that he would have been able to have saved 3 laps because that's really what he's going to need because you got this lap and then 17, 18. Yeah, so you really would have – it would have been close. I would assume that's probably why he's going ahead and pitting is because he didn't feel like he could make it or he's doing it because track position. If he pits now, he gets track position at the stage and he can get back out front, take off, and leave everybody again. However, if he waits till the stage and then comes in and fuels and takes tires, he could be caught behind somebody who decided to pit right now like he just did. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Well, you look right now, James Silvers is now your race leader in the 33, so we're on lap number 16 with right about 2 laps to go at the line. Radburn Shutter's your leader, but Alex Penn comes back out in second, and you look at the intervals, there's your race leader, and there's Alex Penn. So really, in all reality, he hasn't lost much ground to your race leader once James Silvers took it, and he knows James Silvers probably got to pit before we take the checker flag.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's. I mean, you're looking at Steve. You're looking at about 3.5 seconds between Penn behind the back of James Silvers. Again, don't forget James Silvers started 11th, whereas Alex Penn started on the pole position. So again, the question becomes, does Silvers have enough? And well, he's already made the decision to come down to pit road. So even when he comes down pit road, has he done enough to hold on to that second position? Will Radburn Shutters get around him? Time's going to tell. We're 2 laps away from the stage break, and again, you said that 15, 16 laps. I mean, even once we go back to green, we're still going to have one more pit stop unless we have a yellow. Although we've only got 11, 12 cars on, 13 cars on the racetrack. Possible, a possible chance of a yellow coming up, but I mean those green flag pit stops, you're still gonna have to pit once anyway to get yourself to the end.
Definitely. Right now, 23 people are watching. Make sure if you're not had time to hit that subscribe button, hit the subscribe button on YouTube. Jason's trying to get 1,000 to get monetized, and if it gets monetized, it's going to help the league. So make sure to get that done if you have not already done it. And make sure to give a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Get the algorithm down, as BG would say.
Algorithm?
Yeah, there you go.
I got you, Steve. I
There
got
you
mate.
go. I need that.
Yeah.
Oh,
It happens. It happens. We all stumble over our words. Trust me.
yep.
Oh yeah, do it all the time. What was it I was trying to say last night and I couldn't say?
I
I'm trying to
don't.
make a new word up. I don't even remember what it was now.
It was something. That's all I can remember. Something.
Mm-hmm.
It was something. That's helpful, Steve.
Yeah. It's better than saying I don't know.
At least we know what we're talking about. I mean, we remember it.
Yeah, but Steve just said it's better than saying I don't know. Well, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking. I don't know what you're talking about. Ah, man, we can really have some fun on these ones.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
If you look, Alex Penn, Robert Shutters, James Silvers, Keith Hackney, Adam Lancaster, your top 5 right now, as we're on lap number 18, coming to the stage break. Once Alex Penn hits the start-finish line in the number 30 machine.
No, I
I'd
was
say
actually.
it's safe to
looking
say
at
Alex
something
got
else.
this one wrapped up. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was actually just trying to look at a few things on the timing screen, just keeping an eye on what sort of lap times these guys are doing. Well, obviously, we've seen Shutters come in at the same time as what Penn did, and he's still. I mean, the last lap was still 2 seconds. 13 seconds. Obviously, James Silver's come down pit road, so that time is his last lap time is not going to be a reflection of what kind of pace that he's going to bring. But once we get to the end of this lap, once the stage break comes out, and there it is. The question is now going to be is what has James Silver's got for Alex Penn, because those two guys, when it comes to where they started, who's moved up through the field, and the lap times, what we've seen, it's going to be, I mean, it's going to be a race.
Definitely it is. You look at the results, the top 10 getting points. That's Alex Penn, Radburn Shutters, James Silvers, Keith Hackney, Adam Lancaster, Scott Fritz, Matt Grenier, Michael Robinson, Sean Kostritza, and Justin Ray rounds out your top 10 here at the Charlotte Roval.
I'm worried that James doesn't have the pace that Alex Penn has on a short run. He has the pace on a longer run, but I don't know that he can do it on a short run.
True.
I've not seen that really, really fast lap out of him. Well, I have seen him in the 122s, but I know Alex Penn can do a 121. So you're looking at a 121.8, I think is what he ran in practice. And I think the best I've seen Silvers do is like a 122.2 or a 122.1. So I don't know. It's going to be close. It'll definitely be close.
So you're the race leaders. Do you come down pit road since you just had your pit stops? Is to top off?
No. Do not. Absolutely not. Right now, you can make it a one stop. 27 to go right now. By the time this caution's done, we'll be like, 25 to go. So, yeah, you only need one stop regardless. So, no, you don't want to come down right now.
So, Alex Penn, you hear this? If you make a pit stop here, start dead last, Jason will pay you how much money you have in your pocket?
Right now, 0.
I owe you.
Exactly.
See, Brett, I love giving away Jason's money. I try to give away free pizzas on the stream.
I mean, look, I'm not gonna lie. I'll take a free pizza.
That's the reason why every Thursday night Jason's broke, because I've given his money away.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why I always get these messages. Would you tell Steve to pull his head in? Okay, now it all makes sense. I mean, because I get these messages from Jason all the time, and I'm just like, man, I don't know. I can't control Steve. Big Daddy Asphalt.
Yeah.
Big Daddy Asphalt. I like it.
Well, look at that. The 69, Keith Hackney, and everybody behind him will come down pit road. Brian Terry will stay out. You got James Silvers, Radburn Shutters, and Alex Penn all coming down, or staying out, along with Todd Mays. Well, actually, Todd's going to come down pit road along with Kyle Mays.
Surprised to see Todd come down.
Ooh. The 13 getting the lap back. He kind of ramped over the rumble strips there.
I really thought Todd would have stayed out because he pitted on lap 5 to get fuel
Right.
to
And,
make it to that stage. So I don't know.
and then earlier, if you take a look at it, let's see here. Let's see if I can bring this over.
No, that's dangerous when Steve says that.
So you look at Lancaster, he pitted on lap number 6, went 14 laps. He's on a totally different strategy from the rest of the field, him and Mays.
Yeah, that's. I guess that's where I'm confused. I guess they can't go any longer, but I thought maybe they were trying something different, but I'm not sure what they're doing. They definitely had to pit right here since they pitted so early. I completely forgot that it makes no sense for them to pit again after this really quickly. Only thing I could think of is if they did it to take tires.
Hey, bring that back up again. I'm the mathematical guy right now.
There you go. It's on the screen for you.
Yeah, I can see it. I can see it. 15. So you said Mays come in.
Yep.
Wait. Okay. Now, which Mays are we looking at? Are we looking at Todd or are we looking at Kyle?
They're both in the playoffs, but Todd I think is the closer one to the cutoff, right, Steve?
That's right.
So who was the one that came in on lap 5?
Todd Mays.
Todd and Kyle both actually, yeah. They both came in at the same time.
So if you got 15, so if they go 15, so did they just pit just then as well?
Yep.
So they've just pitted, so they get another 15 laps, which will leave them with one more pit stop at around lap 36.
Mm-hmm.
No different to what we're going to see, but I guess they're trying to keep tires for the back for those final 10 laps to be a little bit quicker. Whereas if you look at Penn and Shutters, those guys, correct me if I'm wrong, and Silvers, those guys stayed out considering they only pitted 4 or 5 laps ago. So they've essentially still got, let's just say, 12 more laps in them.
Yeah.
That's
They can split
5
this.
more. Yeah,
they
that's
can split
5
the
more
stage.
laps. Yep. If you can get to, we've got 25 to go when we go back green, 24. Like I said, if you can pit on lap, say 35, you're gonna and that's what I think. Both Terry and not Terry, Todd and Kyle. Yeah, that's really strange as to why and their thought process. I'd love to go and ask them. I think
I'm sure you probably can bring one of them up here and pick their brain.
Yeah.
But the lights are out though. Just the FYI.
We've got like another minute before we go green at least, right? Yeah. We're just now going. Yeah, so we haven't even made it to the oval yet.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, we still got about 8 minutes before we get there. Kyle, Brett Wheel in the booth, got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, you guys, you and your brother pitted on lap 4 or 5. Strategy-wise, what's that mean? Like, what kind of strategy are you guys coming up with?
I was just trying not to get in a wreck racing those guys because I'm not near good as they are at this road course. So for the points, I'm just trying to hang on.
All right, so there's no real essential strategy when it comes to just pitting. You were just trying to stay out of the way and just trying to keep a happy car.
No, we were all going to need about 2 gallons to finish, so I just took my 2 gallon early.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, look, good luck for the rest of the race, buddy.
Thank you.
Well,
there we go.
So that's why I did it, just to stay out of the way.
Yeah, which is smart.
Yeah.
Well, the lights are out. The drivers are the racked and stacked, and we're fixing to get ready to go green flag racing for 24 laps to go when we take the green flag. And, I've been kind of distracted tonight, Brett and Jason. I've been kind of watching the high roller series at Lakeview.
How's that going?
56 drivers signed in there in heat race number 3 in qualifying. Then a driver that flipped and got hurt had to go to the hospital. So that qualifying took a long time. But we're in heat race number 3 right now. Tyler Courtney leading the way over Rico Abreu and Brady Bacon. Logan Schuhart's there tonight, and including Donnie Schatz and Kyle Larson and several others.
You're making me jealous. Stop it. Stop it.
Well, the
I actually got to
go ahead.
actually got to talk to Brady Bacon. He actually won our Australian champion for the midgets.
Ah, look at you.
Done an interview with him. Anyhow, enough about that. Steve, we're back green.
Back to green. Alex Penn takes off where he left off in that number 30 machine, and right behind him is the 3 of Radburn Shutters and James Silvers. Right now is your top 3. Keith Hackney in that 4th spot with Adam Lancaster rounds out your top 5. Look at Scott Fritz currently running in 6th. You got Michael Robinson, Sean Kostritza there. Todd Mays, Matt Grenier rounds out your top 10. So right now, James Silvers up 8 spots since the start of the race in that number 33 machine. Doing a good job in that 3rd spot. Actually pulled away from Keith Hackney in that 69 machine.
So
Tyler Courtney won that race, by the way. Now I've got it up.
So I was talking to our old buddy Fritz before the race, and he said that he knew he had to get points tonight, had to have a good run tonight, because like I was saying earlier, the points are so tight between like the cutoff guy and dead last, which is Fritz. I think it's only 7 points total separating 8th and 12th. And then I think it's only like 9 points separating Fritz from like 6th place guy or something like that. It's crazy how tight those points were in the Xfinity. But he was saying that he knew he had to have a good run, and sure enough, he's up in 6th right now, which is where he finished the stage at, by the way. He was running top 3 for a minute. I think he burned his stuff up. Hopefully he learned something in that first stage that he can utilize on the back end here to get a few more points, because he's definitely got to have those points to make into the next round of 8. I know he said that he's really good at Homestead and really good at Martinsville, and he was wanting to make it to the next round so he could try to make it to Phoenix. So hopefully our old buddy Fritz will be able to pull something out of his back end here and get it done.
Well, I kind of messed up. I didn't see Jonathan Schwartz. He said tell Penn if he goes pit side, going to green, and still ends up winning the race. You know, if he goes to the pits, goes to the rear, and still ends up winning the race, he give him $40. How about Alex Penn pulls into pit road now and allows everybody to pass him? Jonathan, we give him $50?
That would be tough, I'm afraid. I don't know if he can do that. What do you think, Brett?
What do we go? I mean, we've still got technically 1 pit stop to go. 20 laps. What's a pit stop time worth? That's about what, 25, 30 seconds?
Yeah, probably. If you're just rolling down through there, it's every bit of 25 seconds. If you're stopping and stuff, then yeah, more time. But just rolling down through there, every bit of 25 seconds, I would say.
Well, just looking at, again, lap times, he's a second quicker than James Silvers. He's 0.8 of a second quicker than Radburn Shutters. Even if he was to go down now, we're still having to come back down a second time. If we send him down pit road, it's going to be, it would be tough to run down either Radburn Shutters or James Silvers. And you know, since we had that green flag run again, once the tyres are a lot fresher, Radburn Shutters actually been quicker than James Silvers. So Keith Hackney's actually quicker than James Silvers on the previous lap. So I mean, out of the top 4, James Silvers was the guy that I was sort of talking about towards the end of that stage rate. He's actually the slowest out of those top 4 drivers, which is very surprising to see. But you did mention that he's better over the long run.
Yeah, I think that's where he really shines, is over the course of the long run. The thing is, I don't think that Penn is going to give up his lead, because he is the bubble man. Like, he's the guy that's on the bubble right now. So he's not going to do anything to jeopardize not going to the next round. And he wants a win so bad. Like, this is his chance at his first win. So he's really salivating. So I don't think that he'll end up taking that deal, even if we offered it to him. But I think Silvers will be better on the long run. I just don't know that he's going to be better than Penn on the long run, because Penn is so fast on the short run. He opens up a gap. All right. And then even if James is faster on the longer run, I don't know that he can catch Alex's short run burst that he gets out to 7, 8, 9, 10-second lead on somebody. You see what I'm saying? I just don't think it's possible. I mean, I think the race is for second tonight once again. And I said last night I thought Silvers might be able to put up something and maybe Radburn could give Penn a run, but at the end, I kind of think I took it back or something. And later on said, no, I think Alex will probably do the same thing that Hubbard did tonight. But
Well, Jason, I mean, Jonathan's asked another question in the chat. Maybe you can answer that.
cut both chicanes during a lap, then the slowdown penalties will give others a shot.
Is that for $60, Jonathan? We're playing Jeopardy.
That would slow him down by 4 seconds total because it's 2 seconds, a little bit over 2 seconds for each penalty. I think it's like 2 seconds plus whatever you gain. So if you gain 0.6, it's like 2.6 seconds. So potentially a 5-second penalty, a 6-second penalty right there. So he could probably do it and still win. I would say that's possible. Silvers definitely has the pace for second though.
Well, how about Hackney right now? Currently running in fourth. I mean, he's just, you really don't see his name, the winning circle, in the winning circle for road courses, Keith Hackney. But he's doing pretty good, running in fourth.
He's had a good season on road courses, I think.
Stream analysis is going nuts on Jonathan Schwartz, by the way. Hey, just quickly, Steve, there's James Silver's actually closed in on Radburn Shutters as well for second and third. You're looking at about half a second. Again, Silver's on the previous lap, just a little bit slower than what Radburn is, but again, we spoke about over the long run on how James Silver's was good coming through the field after starting 11th, finished third in that stage, and I thought essentially had a shot at Alex Penn, but with Alex Penn now at 4.2 second lead over Shutters, Shutters actually got his work cut out from here over the next probably 5 or 6 laps. And again, when do these guys pit? When do they take the opportunity? Because you've got, as I said, you can get 15 laps, but do you drag it out? Jason, if you're in their shoes right now, like if you're one of the top three guys, Penn, Shutters, or Silvers, do you go for that early pit stop, or are you trying to wait till you get right to the end and you really cut that fine with fuel?
If I'm leading, I stay out as long as I possibly can. If I'm Silvers and Shutters, I'm going to pit with halfway through this stage. I'm going to pit exactly around the halfway mark so that I have maximized my time on fresh tires. So if I'm faster on fresh tires, that way I can potentially gain some time on whoever I'm racing with.
But now to the downside of that is if you got Alex Penn, who's waiting till the very end and waiting for those last 10 laps, and we all obviously we know how good Alex Penn is. If you're better in the early run, you're going to give up a lot of time in the back half. So I mean, you've obviously got the downside of pitting early as well.
Yeah, 100%. Because Penn could potentially put down even faster laps on that back end with his new tires. So,
yep.
Well, Alex Penn out to a huge lead over Radburn Shutters, James Silvers, Keith Hackney, Adam Lancaster, still your top 5 here at the Charlotte Roval. And it's 18 laps to go. Anything can happen. As you look right there, you see your race leader. There is Radburn Shutters. So there is the gap on the screen between the two drivers. As you just now see the 3 come into the screen momentarily. But Radburn Shutters better watch out because James Silvers is breathing all over his tail tank there. All it's going to take is a mistake from Radburn, and James Silvers has the second spot.
We got 18 to go. So again, Silvers and Shutters is the closest probably the closest cars on the racetrack. In fact, you go back to Scott Fritz and Michael Robinson, they're stuck in about to be stuck in somewhat of a battle as well. Only about half a second between the pair. Adam Lancaster involved there as well. So you look at those three cars on screen. Again, I don't even know what turns these are. These are just left-hand and right-hand turns to me.
Don't worry, Brad. I get lost too. It's a turn. It's a turn. Normally, I get BJ to count the turns for me, and I always remember the first turn and the last turn.
All right, here we go. Turn 1. Up. Front straightaway. Turn 600. Yeah, look, I do apologize. I've actually, when it comes to the right, like the asphalt stuff, I can sort of, like the asphalt oval stuff. Yeah, I can sort of, just find a way to get through it. This oval stuff, yeah, nah, I've got no idea.
Yeah, we're all pretty much here for the ride at this point. I mean, the race is really for second. Like I said, Alex Penn, he's checked out again. This is just another famous butt kicking, good road course driver. Hopefully tomorrow night we'll have. I know that there's more than one guy tomorrow night that's going to be fast. I've already looked at the lap times. I know Jonathan Schwartz, who's in the chat, he's fast.
Then he should start dead last.
Jonathan Atkins is super fast for on a road course.
Well, he has to start on a pole. He has to start on a pole.
He's fast, dude. Alex Huffman, he's fast. Brandon Robertson's fast. And I'm sure there'll be a few more that I've not seen. Dave Farmer, he's fast. So tomorrow night should be a little bit closer race.
Actually, well, we've got this opportunity for the people that are watching and can see, up on the ticker, up on the top left, you've also got the Bluegrass Xfinity Series logo rotating around, also along with the Bluegrass Race Hub podcast. Jason, now probably a good opportunity, Jason, for the people that don't know and don't watch it or don't get to listen to it. What is the podcast that you do?
So we usually record on Sunday nights. The last couple weeks we've been off, but normally recording happens on Sunday nights, and we publish Monday morning, 8 a.m. So it's ready for everybody for the entire week to listen to. So what we do is we talk about our Truck Series news, we talk about our Xfinity Series news, and we talk about our Cup Series news. We go over standings, race results. We talk about driver drama. We talk about what we expect. We get drivers on there and interview them and ask them questions and, just kind of go through the process of, hey, what do you expect for this coming race, this series? We do picks on there every week where we pick each one of us that's on there. It's hosted by myself and Alex Healy. And then we bring in, like I said, a third person to be our guest host. And that's usually a driver. It can be a sponsor. It could be, team owners. It can be several different things. We did a 5-man podcast on Thursday of last week because we were late recording and just the way things lined up, it didn't work out for us to record on Sunday. So we recorded a 5-man podcast which featured Alex Penn, and we got to meet a new guy. His name is Radburn Shitfaced Shutters, and that's SCHITT, not the other one, the bad word.
Oh. Yeah, okay. Nice. And where can people listen to this? Where can people find the podcast?
It's on all major podcast platforms. That includes Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Play Podcast, and
Pornhub.
YouTube. No, it's not on that one yet.
Oh, okay.
But it's on all major podcast platforms. So you can listen to it on your Apple devices. You can listen to it on Spotify. You can listen to it on YouTube. If you want to listen to it first, you need to listen to it on Spotify or Apple Podcast or the other major podcast platforms that it's connected to.
How about Amazon
YouTube,
Prime?
It's on Amazon Podcast. I'm trying to think of where else. It's like I said, it's on all major podcast platforms, but mainly if you want to really listen to it and listen to it early, I would check it out on the Spotify. It's Bluegrass Race Hub on Spotify. It's under our podcast playlist on the YouTube. I usually upload it secondary on the YouTube, so I give the Spotify guys the first listen, the first opportunity, and then we'll upload it later, a couple days after on the YouTube. So it's it's out there. If you're interested, just go to the podcast playlist on the YouTube. You can check out all 22 episodes. I believe we're on 22 or 23 now. So a lot of fun, actually. It's not a bad listen. This last one ended up being 2.5 hours. It's the longest podcast yet to date. It was 2.5 hours of recorded content. It was actually more like 4 hours total because Radburn was so drunk. It was it was a long one. Let's just leave it at that. But love Radburn. He was hilarious. He definitely made for a good show, and it was a good listen.
Hey, since Jonathan, all right, what's this little sausages called again?
Vienna sausage.
Vienna sausage. Since it's Jonathan Vienna Swartz, he says next step, add Bluegrass to Pornhub. You should make sure he's the special guest.
Schwartz was on there with us last week also, with Alex Penn and Radburn. So he'll be back on this week. We're going to have him back on by himself. It kind of turned into, originally it was supposed to be just Schwartz, and then it kind of turned into a five-way scenario. So
I'm just saying that seems like a good time.
Hey, look at Adam Lancaster coming down pit road.
Hey, look, we're on the front straightaway again. I know, yeah.
Well, Adam Lancaster coming down pit road along with Scott Fritz into 0-1. 13 laps to go. Scott Penn is still your race leader with Radbird Shutters, and James Silvers rounds out your top three. Shutters has actually put some distance between him and James Silvers there. Mm-hmm. So a good job for Radbird Shutters, as pit stops will be happening shortly with some of your front runners. There you go, Jonathan. Look there, Jason.
Oh, my.
Hey, Brett, you missed it because Jonathan actually put his own self down on the broadcast. I think he was even blushing. That's how embarrassed he was.
One of those guys, hey?
Yep.
One of those guys that like to embarrass himself and then doesn't want to get it added to the podcast. No, that's cool. All right, we'll see how it is. No worries.
Well, Alex Penn down pit road along with James Radburn Shutters. James Silvers does stay out in a 33. So does Keith Hackney in a 69. There's Michael Robinson right now in 5th. As he will pass up pit road, he'll probably go next time by. So Alex Penn down pit road and Radburn Shutters for their final stop of the night. As you see, Alex Penn now leaving pit road, along with, now comes the 3 of Radburn Shutters. Matt Grenier coming down pit road.
So did you notice how as soon as those other guys pitted, like Lancaster and Fritz, Penn pitted the very next time by?
Yeah, that's what he did the first stint.
Yeah, that's so that he can maximize. He doesn't want anybody to try to leapfrog him. Even though it's probably not going to happen because he's got such a massive lead. The reason that those guys do that when they pit like that on asphalt is so they're trying to keep from getting leapfrogged, because the guy that's pitting before you is trying to get fresher tires to leapfrog you, get in front of you, and potentially hold you off. So that's why all those guys went down when they did. So you see Keith stayed out and Silver stayed out, but Silver's just now called it out that he's coming in this time. So we should see him this time now.
Well, Silver's coming down pit road. Keith Hackney going to stay out another lap. So Keith Hackney to the race lead. Alex Penn right there. He will take over that second spot. And there's Radburn Shutters. So the gap is still there between the Penn and Shutters. So once Keith Hackney makes his final stop of the night, he will relinquish the lead to the 30 of Alex Penn. So right now is James Silvers, Sean Kostritza down pit road for their final stop of the night. Michael Robinson moves up to that 4th spot. Silvers in 5th now after his pit stop. So you got to wonder, Michael Robinson, has he made a pit stop yet?
Not yet.
So
Him
what?
and Justin Ray haven't yet.
So once Michael Robinson makes his pit stop, and Keith Hackney, Silver should take over that third spot. And there's Alex Penn right there in the 30 machine. Kept that car nice and clean tonight. Doing a very good job. As we're down the back straightaway. Oh, I made a little mistake there, Jason. No harm, no foul, because he has such a good lead over in second over Radburn Shutters. But Keith Hackney now makes his final stop of the night. Let's see where he comes out, because there is Alex Penn. Penn to the race lead. There's Shutters coming out turn number 4. Or a turn.
If Keith gets a good stop right here and maximizes his time, or minimizes rather his time on pit road and maximizes his overall lap speed, get around, he might be able to get out in front of who is it? Silver's next. He might be able to get around Silver's if he can get a good stop here. I don't know. Let's see. 10 to go. He's really going to have to push it these last 10 laps. But here he comes, going after Shutters and Silver's now. So,
yep, Hackney back on off of pit road, back on the racing surface in front of Adam Lancaster. Lancaster currently running in that 5th position. Also down pit road is Michael Robinson and Justin Ray making their final pit stops of the night. Alex Penn, your race leader once again. And there is the 3 of Radburn Shutters. So there is a huge gap between first and second. And second to third. So the gap's there. This field is strung out.
Yeah, it's spread out for sure. I'm going to take a look at the point standings real quick and try to do some math in my head and see where we're at with cutoffs right now. With Alex Penn being basically locked in, that's going to put Sean Kostritza and Todd Mays on the hot seat. So Fritz needed to gain 6 points between him and Kostritza. So he got 3.
Fritz is in 6th and Kostritz is in 10th.
So Fritz gained 5 points at the stage and Kostritza gained 2. So that's 3 points that he gained on him there. So that cuts it down to he only needs 3 positions now. So 1, 2, yeah, he's got it. Fritz is in and Kostritza's out as of right now. Todd Mays was 1 point ahead of Kostritza, so he's going to be next bubble man, which is Justin Ray and Michael Robinson are looking to get in on that action. They're only 2 points behind him, and Michael Robinson gained 3 points at the stage, so he's in. And Todd, let's see, nope, they're tied right now, I believe, because Todd's 2 positions ahead of him right now. If he gained, he's only, 2 points behind?
Yeah.
Michael's 2 points behind. He gained 3 at the stage. Todd gained 0. That would put him 1 to the good. So, well, Todd is actually, Michael needs to get around Matt Grenier to tie Todd, but then the tiebreaker goes to Todd for having the best finish of the night. So Michael really needs to get around Todd also. Todd's yet to pit, so that's a possibility.
Well, you know what? After looking at the trucks and looking at the Xfinity, there is one driver that could win the X Limit of the season.
Who is that? Tyler Evans?
Tyler Evans with over 200 in the trucks and over 200 in the Xfinity series. Just noticing that. He's matching them.
He's had a rough one.
He definitely has. And how about James Silvers? I mean, he has 107 instant points this season. But look at Radburn Shutters, only 63. And that looks to be round about the lowest in the top 10 in points, in instant points this season. So round about one of the cleanest drivers this season has been Radburn Shutters in that 3.
See, Justin Ray gained 1 stage point. Where's he at right now?
He's currently running in that 11th position in the 38 machine.
Fritz is 5 ahead of him. So he jumped up on him by 4. Oh yeah, Fritz is going to definitely eliminate. Fritz should be in, and I still don't know if it's going to be Todd or Michael Robinson. Michael is now in front of Todd, but Todd just pitted, I think, to take tires, didn't he?
Yep.
I think I heard him say I was pitting. No, I might have been somebody else.
Well, you know, if you're looking at the high limit sprint cars, the C main's rolling out now. Alex Bowman will start the pole of the C main. So there's a NASCAR driver there.
Yep. How many else? Who else is in that race from NASCAR?
Well, you got Kyle Larson there tonight. So that's around about the 2 there from NASCAR there. So
no Christopher Bell.
No Christopher Bell.
Is Rico there tonight?
Rico Abreu is there tonight.
He's in the dash.
Okay.
But just think of the high limits. I mean, you got Sam Haferty Jr. has won many of ASCS Sprint Car Championships. You got Blake Hahn, a 2-time ASCS 360 Sprint Car Champion. Then you got Danny Dietrich, you know, up there in Pennsylvania. How about Bill Baylog? Brooke Tacknell from Australia in it. Dusty
Sheldon
Zimmer.
Sheldon Hordenschild's starting in position 3 in the C main too, by the way.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's we all know what kind of a wheelman Sheldon is, and you know, I actually had the pleasure when he was down in Australia towards the end of January. Watched him run around Simpson Speedway, and Simpson is how do I put it? It's shaped like an avocado. So it's big and round in turn 1 and 2, but then 3 and 4, it is like really sharp. It's really small. It's like almost like a hairpin. And I watched him in a 360 run around that joint just up on the fence, and it was just spectacular to watch.
So for the NASCAR people out there, it's basically shaped like a Gateway or a Darlington is what he's getting at. It's like an avocado or an egg. It's big on one end, small on the other. Yep.
Yeah.
That racetrack is actually, it's one of the coolest racetracks in Australia, to be honest with you.
You know, if you look at the high limit sprint car, I mean, that's something to really keep your eye on if you like dirt track racing. It might be more, give it this season. I bet you'd be more popular than the World of Outlaws going in next season. I mean, they got champions.
Think about it. Their first tonight's is it tonight their first night?
First night, 50,000 to win.
And 56 cars. Like the Outlaws are struggling to get like 25 cars.
Really?
Like they've done what? Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, the high limit. I'm telling you, the high limit at the moment for the next couple of years is going to be the way to go with the amount of money that they're going to be paying out.
Mm-hmm.
And they've got Brad Sweet as one of the promoters who, I mean, he's made a name for himself in sprint car racing over the last 10 years as it is.
Right.
You've got a race car driver that wants to make the sport better, knows how to promote, knows how to draw a crowd, and obviously knows how to draw in numbers. It just, I think, I really do think that the high limit thing is going to take off in the next, well, I mean, it's going to take off this year, but it's going to be one of the most watched series over the next 5 years.
So if you don't know about World of Outlaws, they're kind of like the premier dirt series, kind of like NASCAR, the premier asphalt series, and now they got something to really compete with. And, kind of like in the late model series, you got the Lucas Oil late models versus the World of Outlaw late models. And, I mean, Lucas Oil does a pretty good job. So, I mean, it wouldn't be shocking to see more of the NASCAR drivers come to these high-limit races because they're going to be in the middle of the week paying no less than $20,000 to win each time they're out.
Wow. That's pretty awesome, guys.
And then you have Tony Stewart with the $1 million, I believe, with the sprint cars this season.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know he was doing $1 million for the sprint cars.
Yeah. So you talk about something. I mean, you look at it. I mean, you got the NASCAR drivers like Kyle Larson and Alex Bowman. They're trying to bring the roots back. But just remember, asphalt started in dirt, really.
Yeah, it all started on the dirt. I mean, everything was on dirt at one time. And I like the fact that they're trying to get back to the grassroots racing and involving dirt in NASCAR as well. I know a lot of people don't like it. They think it's silly, but personally, I've always liked dirt racing. I've grew up racing motocross and doing a little dirt track racing here and there. But primarily was a fan of NASCAR just because my dad was a fan of it. But we did local dirt track stuff, and drag racing, was my main thing. But when we had the opportunity, I would always go do motocross, and I would go do some dirt track stuff in real life. So actually had a 76 Camaro that was a street stock body that we turned into a drag car. We street stock raced it for, I don't know, 2 or 3 months, and then we turned it into a drag car.
Wow. Well, how about that? 3 laps to go. Alex Penn is your race leader. Radburn Shutters, James Silvers, Keith Hackney, and Adam Lancaster still rounds out your top 5. How about Scott Fritz right there in that 6th spot with Matt Grenier, Michael Robinson, Sean Kostritza, and Justin Ray rounds out your top 10.
Oh, I almost actually forgot we were watching the Xfinity cards for a moment there. We just got talking about things in general. All of a sudden, next thing you know, we're coming to 2 to go, and again now just looking at the lap times and something I've spoke about. Since I got in here, James Silvers is nearly half a second quicker than Radburn Shutters. Again, those longer runs, James Silvers looks to be the better car, but he must have lost a couple of seconds because James Silvers, I'm pretty sure, was 3.5 or 3.5 seconds away from Radburn Shutters, but now he finds himself 5.5 seconds back. So I'm keen to keep an eye on what kind of mistake that James Silvers made just then to basically just give up that potential shot at position 2.
Yeah, he's definitely messed up somewhere because he was a lot closer. Like you said, a lot closer.
The Radburn Shutters, I mean, last season going into the round of 4 was heartbreaking for Silvers because he didn't make it to the round of 4. What do you think his chances are this season?
Silvers made it last season to round of 4. Radburn got wrecked out in the opening laps of the final race.
Well, there you go.
That's what it was. Silvers made it, and Radburn got knocked out within, I think, 10 laps or maybe less. Somebody wrecked in front of him, blew his motor, destroyed his car. He didn't have a shot at the race from there on out. So he was pretty brokenhearted and disappointed about that. I think he has a good shot to make it to the Final 4 this year, him and Silvers both. Once again, I think they'll repeat and go to the Final 4. I'd be surprised to see if either of those guys don't. I think it'll be Hackney, Lancaster, and Radburn and Silvers, unless Fritz can say something about it at Martinsville. Fritz has a shot. Fritz is really, really good at Martinsville. He's a dirt track guy, and he's been with me since season 1 of Bluegrass, and he's went from racing dirt to racing asphalt, back to racing dirt, and continuing to race asphalt. Like, he does it all. He's just like Larson. He goes back and forth all the time, and he's really good on both sides. He may not be the fastest guy here tonight, but you put him on a short track and look out. That dude's one of the best I got.
Definitely. It's right now we're in the white flag lap. Alex Penn way out in front here, looking to claim the victory here at the Charlotte Roval with just a handful of turns more to go here. You called it last night. You said he's going to be quick, Jason. He definitely he proved you right, I guess. He didn't let you down.
Yeah, I knew he was going to be the guy to beat tonight based on practicing with him the other night. I'm pretty good at this track in these cars, and he was smoking me by like half a second. I was like, okay, this guy, yeah. I think I was the second quickest in that practice out of me and him and Radburn and Silvers and all of us. So I knew that night he was going to be tough to beat. He's a road course ringer for sure.
Well, coming out of the final turn, picking up his checker flag, it's going to be Alex Penn in the 30 machine. There comes out of turn number 4.
Out of 4. Steve. I think that's about out of corner 24.
Probably, but I just know it's 4.
Well,
How about that?
Oval 3 and 4. Yeah, he's
There you
right.
go.
I mean,
Checker flag out for
oval
him.
3 and 4.
And here comes.
It might be. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. I'm going to say James Silvers crosses the line in 3rd.
I'd say it might be technically 24 in this road course configuration, but yeah, oval 3 and 4 works.
Keith Hackney coming home in 4th. Adam Lancaster going into the oval turn number 3 there. In the 5th position with Scott Fritz right behind him. Matt Grenier. And he's being chased down by Michael Robinson. So there's a battle going on for 7th and 8th.
Michael knows he's got to get that spot.
Do you use the chrome horn here?
He's going to try. He's going to try.
He's really trying to get everything he can get. He doesn't do it, though.
Scott Fritz will come home in 6th. Matt Grenier in 7th. Michael Robinson will come home in 8th. With Sean Kostritz across the finish line in 9th. And how about Justin Ray with a top 10 here tonight? And Kyle Mays right there to 55, currently running in 11th. Then you got Todd Mays at 12th, Brian Terry, and Jason Harrison rounding out the 14-car field here tonight.
So I can say with certainty that Silvers, Shutters, Lancaster, Hackney, and Kyle Mays all moved on with 100%, and Alex Penn, obviously he won. Those are your guys that I know are in the top 8. Those guys moved on. The 2 that I'm not 100% on are Kostritza and Todd Mays. So I do think that Fritz picked up enough stage points and enough points at the end to bump out one of them. And I also believe that Michael Robinson picked up enough points to bump out the other one. We will see in just a few minutes. I'm going to go calculate points while you guys do interviews. Thanks for having me up here again tonight, guys.
You're welcome. Thank you for joining us, Jason. As you got to see Alex Penn celebrating, ended up on his roof. And there's Radburn Shutters there. Well, Brett, we're going to go to a quick commercial. We'll be right back with post-race interviews here with the Bluegrass Xfinity Series. All right, how about that? The 30 of Alex Penn picking up the win. And Brett, you caught up with a 3rd place finisher.
I did. Well, coming home in position number 3, started in position 11, James Silvers. James, congratulations on a 3rd place. And you had your work cut out for you from the start. After starting at the back of the pack, you're able to come home in 3rd place. How were you able to get around and get this car up to position number 3?
Oh yeah, man. I was having some internet problems before the race started and had to try to figure that out because that's why I missed the driver's meeting and had to start in the back. But starting in the back really kind of helped me learn how to conserve a little bit better. But getting up to the front was a challenge tonight because the car was really a handful. Sometimes it'd be tight, and sometimes it'd be loose, and sometimes it was the same in the same corner. So to get up to 3rd place and for us to finish 1, 2, 3 like that, that's great for Cornerstone.
There was towards the back end of that race, you're really good on the long run. Where do you need to be better on those short runs? Because like I said, on the long run, your lap times are quicker than 2nd place, and they're not too far off. Alex, who obviously won the race, but it was the start of the runs where they were a little bit quicker. Where can you improve on that?
Just have to learn trying to back up my braking points and learn how to not hit the curbs as much because the curbs will kill you at this track, man. Once you hit them, it just jerks you towards the wall. But just need to make some minor adjustments for tomorrow's race, and maybe we'll be able to bring home a top 3 tomorrow. But with the way the car handles, like you were saying, though, you have to be very precise to be able to make up time. And I was trying to give Radburn everything I could because he knows I was going to. I had to give him something. But I ended up blowing it a little bit and kind of almost wrecked. But to bring home third, though, it's pretty good, so we'll take that.
Yeah, let's just try and talk about that moment where you sort of threw that one away because you were closing in. I think you're only about 2.5, 3 seconds away from Radburn there, and those closing laps, and all of a sudden you make that mistake and you end up finishing 7.5 seconds. What happened there for you to lose that much ground?
Just trying too hard. I was really trying to pace with Radburn because I knew I was watching the times. I was catching him a little bit, and he was a little bit better in some corners than I was, but I was able to catch him in most of the chicanes. That's where I made up a lot of time on him coming through the braking zones, and I was just over pushed it and kind of got loose, and then I was trying to regain myself, and then I got loose again and hit the wall. So then I just decided to cool down and just finish in third and just bring her home.
Yeah, mate, well, look, well done on bringing home a podium spot here at the Charlotte Roval. Third place tonight, James Silvers. Before we let you go, of course, sponsors on this race car, people behind the scenes, mate, who makes this happen for you.
Yeah, I'd like to shout out y'all for putting on the broadcast. Y'all do a good job, and I'd like to shout out Jason Collins for putting together such a good league. If y'all don't know, you need to go to BluegrassIRacing.com and try to sign up for next season because we're looking for some drivers. And I'd like to shout out all the sponsors that make everything go at Cornerstone and Weaponized Motorsports. I'd like to shout out W Energy. If you use the code Cornerstone at WGG, you get 10% off of your whole purchase. Function Junction Smoke Shop, Mountain View Detailing, Area Professionals at WNC, Team Goon Squad, Brent Keith at BK Paints, Rocky Boyd and Will Weber for making us paints, and everybody at Cornerstone that helps us get everything together. And shout out to Alex Penn because that was actually his first win for our team, and I think it was his first ever NASCAR league win, if I'm not mistaken. Very proud of him tonight and very proud of Radburn. And last but least, I have to shout out my girlfriend Shelby because she makes my world go round.
Well, congratulations goes to James Silvers, who brings home a third place finish here tonight. Steve, you are caught up with our runner-up of Radburn Shutters.
Radburn, what a run you had tonight. Second place. I mean, at times it looked like you was closing on Alex Penn, but you really just couldn't capitalize. But you had a good car.
Yeah, good car, kept it clean. There was nothing I was going to be able to do about that guy that was leading the race. I don't know who that is. I'm just kidding. That's Alex. That's my teammate, dude. Congratulations to him on the first win. Super tickled for him. Dude was killer fast in every practice. Just kind of had it in the back of our minds. If he got out front, that was how it's going to go for him. Super happy for him. I felt pretty good, considering there's a couple braking points that were different every corner of every lap for me. I just couldn't get it pinpointed down. Just went with the flow. Thought James was going to have a run for me there in that last stage. Just hard to pass here anyway, and just held on to second. Can't be mad about that, man. Especially when the guy in front of you was flying like he was. So
Definitely, what a good showing. Go ahead and thank those fine sponsors making it all possible for you.
we're gonna repeat the same sponsors as the last guy. We're going BK Paints, W Energy, Mountain View Detailing, Aerial Pros of Western North Carolina, Function Junction. We'll thank y'all for the podcast or for the broadcast. Everybody at Cornerstone, everybody with Bluegrass putting on the show, and we'll get her done again next week, guys. I appreciate it.
All right, that's Radburn Shutters coming home in second place tonight. Brett, you caught up with our race winner, Alex Penn.
Oh, I don't know where to go. I don't know where to start with this bloke because he was just so dominant all night. Alex, congratulations on what has been an absolute outstanding victory. And James sort of mentioned this one. Is this your first NASCAR win with Bluegrass?
Yeah, it's actually my first win in Bluegrass and my my first win with Cornerstone. So I'm pretty over the moon right now.
What was it like to obviously get that win? But what was it like being the most dominant car here tonight? Because it was lap after lap. You were 0.2, half a second. You were a second quicker in the back half of that race, especially when the tires went away. What was it like trying to get around here and knowing that you had that car speed. The only person that was going to beat you was yourself tonight.
Yeah, I put a lot of pressure on myself tonight. I knew I had a good shot going into the race and just wanted to do everything I could to finally get this first win. But I had a big focus on just keeping the tires under me because I knew if I started to wear those rear tires, then I'd be much more prone to a mistake. So I focused on keeping those together.
The pitch strategies tonight. You guys got around 15, 16 laps on that one. What was the game plan for you, and what was the game plan for the team coming into tonight's race?
We figured we'd come in before the end of the stage, just before the pit exits closed. I know James came in a lap later than Radburn and I did, but we figured if we were close to the stage, then it would be a one stop after that, no matter what. So we didn't have to worry about stretching tires, extra laps, or anything like that.
Mate, congratulations on what has been a dominating victory here tonight at the Charlotte Roval. Congratulations on your first win with the team. Where we know there's a lot of sponsors, a lot of people behind the scenes that made this possible for you to get this job done here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Big shout out to the guys over at Skip Barber Racing School, because if I didn't go and learn from them, I probably wouldn't be in victory lane here tonight. Thank you to W Energy. If you use the code Cornerstone, you get 10% off with them. Function Junction, Mountain View Detailing, Aerial Professionals of Western North Carolina, and huge thanks to Cornerstone and Weaponized Motorsports as well.
Mate, well done, Lewin. Go and enjoy it with the team.
Thank you.
There we go, guys. Alex Penn getting his first win in the Bluegrass Iracing series and his team. Steve, that's such a cool moment to talk to Alex. He said that that's his first win for him on asphalt and for Bluegrass, but also for the team that he's with. It's obviously it's a good reward for him and the team to come away with what is a podium sweep.
Definitely it is. Congratulations to Alex Penn and all of Cornerstone Motorsports with the top three. So definitely a good job for those group of guys. And don't forget, tomorrow night, it's going to be the XFINITY or the Cup Series turn here at the Roval. And Mr. Asphalt himself should be here. We'll see.
I was going to say good, Steve. I was going to say good. I hope Mr. Asphalt's here because I'm not. I'm actually doing 2 broadcasts for Dirt.
He should be here tomorrow night, Alex Robinson. So stay tuned.
So Mr. Asphalt and Papa Asphalt.
All
nice.
right.
See? Like father, like son. It all works out, Steve. It all works out.
That's right. Because if I guess that's true because I did give him his first gig.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll be here tomorrow night for the Cup Series. And Brett? It's time to sign off because we got some dirt track racing to watch.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we do.
Because this B main with the high limits is the A feature in anywhere. The World of Outlaws, anywhere.
Got some Macedo's there. Brent Marks is there. I'm just trying to look at who else is there. Casey Kane is there, yes. Here the 9. You've got Sheldon Hordenshield near the back of this field. Ian Madson's there. There's just, bring on this B main.
Definitely. So I'm Stephen Mill along with Brett Wheeler. We're going to sign off, say good night, and God bless. We'll see you tomorrow night.